Good evening. I would like to call tonight's meeting of the Tacoma Park City Council to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Searcy,
Here.
Councilmember Fulcher,
Present.
Councilmember DeBala. Should be, where'd she go?
Councilmember DeBala should be joined.
Present.
Okay.
Councilmember Gibson.
Here.
Councilmember Siemens.
Present.
Councilmember Honzak.
Present.
Councilmember Small.
Excellent. All right. Thank you all so much. I'm going to do a quick run through of the agenda. For folks who are not aware, the council came in a little late because we had an admin session regarding city manager evaluation. And we will reconvene that admin session after this meeting. Tonight, we have one item and one item only, and it's a presentation certifying our election results. Just as a reminder for folks, until November the 16th is the National League of Cities Summit, and that is where Councilmember DeBala is this evening and is joining us remotely. On Monday, November the 18th, is the final meeting of the current City Council. It'll be at 7:30. Also on Monday, November the 18th, will be a brief organizational meeting of the new council. And then following the meeting will be a dessert reception. There will be a dessert reception in the atrium lobby after the meeting at approximately 8:30 p.m. and the public is welcome to attend. On Wednesday, November the 20th is the City Council orientation. That will start at 6:30. The time will be determined and announced. On Wednesday, November the 20th, the City Council will meet at its regular time of 7:30. We will have a proclamation of November as Municipal Government Works Month. We will also have a presentation of the annual comprehensive financial report and audit, police pension plan, actual evaluation, as well as city manager FY26 budget projections. On Monday, November the 27th, Wednesday, November the 27th, the council will not meet. And Thursday, November the 28th is Thanksgiving Day. City offices and facilities are closed Thursday through Sunday for the Thanksgiving holiday. And on Wednesday, December the 4th, the City Council will have its regular meeting at 7:30. We will have 3 work sessions. The first is an introduction on the General Assembly and lobbying, followed by a discussion on legislative priorities, as well as the council budget priorities and survey results. All right, and so with that, we're just going to check to see if there are any public comments this evening. Do we have any public comments? Come on down. Hold on, I'm trying to get it together. Hold
Oh,
on
you
one
know
second.
what? Take your time.
Okay, your mic is live.
All right, great. First off, thank you for having me. Congratulations to the mayor. Congratulations to the returning council, new city council members. I'm Reginald J. Ruffin from Ward 3. I wanted to thank our outgoing councilman, Randy Gibson, for your service and your battle skills in dealing with all these things. Thank you. I want to say thank you for that. I want to welcome our new council city rep, which will be Roger, coming in. I know he's getting sworn in next week, but I want to say welcome to him. And I also want to say the type of individual that he puts community first. By that, I mean everything he's done already, from his involvement to the co-op, to the park, and we have in our neighborhood. But more importantly, what I want to say, community first. Here's a brief story from years ago. When Roger ran for vote, he fell short on votes last time. And so what he did was, I was standing right beside him. I said, "Look, you only lost." I said, "It was only about 8 votes, man. Come on, let's get a rerun. Let's get a rundown. Let's do a shortcut." He said, "No." Why did he say no? He said because if he ran and he won, it would be all males. So he stepped back and he said, "I'm not doing that." And that's the kind of character he has. He said, he's gonna, because he could, not to say he would have won, but he could have won. And he sacrificed that potential. I'm bringing it up for a reason. He doesn't know I'm going to tell the story either, but I'm bringing it up for a reason. With that kind of sacrifice, it shows the kind of character he's putting community first. And so when he did that, that's the rest is history. Katie got in. She became Ward 3 rep, and then the rest is history after that. What I'm saying from that is that the same thing carried forth with the city council. as we keep community first, regardless of our differences of opinion and perspective, I prefer and I hope, and I think you're probably already doing this, we have a win-win mentality. It doesn't have to be either or. It doesn't have to be somebody just one person winning, another person not. It can be community first all the way around. So we're looking with that potential opportunity to win. He said, nah, take it back. I'm going to put the community first. And he's continuing on his journey as keep community first. So I want to say thank you to Roger for his future contributions even further, but also thank you, Randy. You had it rough. so I appreciate that you stood in there and you hand in there for the thing. And again, congratulations to everybody who came back and everybody who's going to be here in the future. And guess what? I yield my time back to the floor.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Take care.
Do we have any other public comments this evening?
Hi, my name's Jacqueline Moore and I live in Ward 2. I just have a few comments related to the city elections. I was very disappointed that one of Councilmember DeBala and Mayor Cersei's campaign volunteers chose to place the mayor's campaign literature inside my mailbox. It's illegal to place unstamped and unfranked mail inside a mailbox, and to make matters worse, Ms. DeBala instructed the volunteer to go back and retrieve the literature from mailboxes where he'd left it. This is mail tampering. This volunteer, who I do have on security camera video, is not allowed to rifle through homeowner mailboxes. The video has been shared with both Chief Duvall, with Chief Duvall, the USPS supervisor for our area, and with Congressman Raskin, senior advisor. My second concern is that Tim Andrig, a member of the city's Board of Elections, was heard to express some derogatory opinions about the Tacoma Junction redevelopment issue while counting ballots. I appreciate the swift action that Clerk Carpenter took to address this. I hope he will choose to move along at the end of his term in 2025. The Board of Elections is all male, and it's time to add some diversity to the membership of this very important body. It doesn't seem right to disband the Nuclear Free Committee over claims of a lack of diversity given the current makeup of the Board of Elections. To those council members who are moving on, especially Councilmember Gibson, thank you for your work. To Mr. Small, sorry he's not here in person, as you can see, Mr. Small, your threats that I would be lasered by you if I kept coming to council meetings to make public comments have not deterred me. My special parting message to you is a heartfelt, bye, Felicia.
Do we have any other general public comments this evening?
Yes, here's the good news. I don't have notes. That's important. I just want to say thank you to the outgoing council members and the entire council and the mayor for the last 2 years. It hasn't been easy for sure with everything going on. And I want to say a special thank you. Council Member Siemens, man, it's been 25 years. I mean, as I keep saying, when you started, well, I had hair and we were both good looking. So, thank you so much. It's meant so much over the years to work with you and what you've done. Thank you for driving so many voters to the polls during the city elections and the presidential and the gubernatorial elections. One other thing, it was such a privilege to work with the Tacoma Park Board of Elections, to work with Jesse and Irma, Matt, and everybody else on the Board of Elections. On that Tuesday, November 5th, I ran the desk here, and Christopher Parker, facilities manager, suggested I do that instead of taking a precinct, because as you know, I'd just gotten over pneumonia, was getting over it, and my doctor said, stay indoors. So she was very pleased that I was going to be indoors, and it was such a privilege to help people find their precincts and where they needed to go and answer questions. And I actually did have precinct maps to show everyone. Actually I have memorized, as my friends say, get a life, but it kind of is your life. So, but again, it was such a privilege to get to know the Tacoma Board of Elections, work with them, and in my personal opinion, and I've been running around politics since 1985, I think things really went well, and I think the board and everyone else involved did a really incredible job, and especially at our precincts too. So thank you all very much, and thank you guys so much. Matt, thanks for putting up with me, buddy.
Thank you. Any other general public comments this evening?
Hello, my name is Lynette Lander. I would not want Ward 6 to be silent in this august body. So I just wanted to thank everyone who stood for election, all those of you who have served so long, and especially you know who. I think that being on the city council must be fantastic from a public policy standpoint, but then there's the constituents. We are such a pain. So I thank you all for putting up with this. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other general public comments this evening? Okay. With that, just as a reminder for my colleagues and others, on Monday, the 18th, we will have an opportunity to share lots of love and appreciation for members of council who've served, but also others who've served in the past and who will be serving in the future. So just want to remind my colleagues of that because we are foregoing we're foregoing our council comments this evening in order to move forward with the presentation on certifying the election results. Are there any major comments? Otherwise, we will move on to our Board of Elections to provide a presentation certifying the election results. Okay, excellent. I'm going to move things forward.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mayor Searcy and the council. I'm Tim Onderegg. I'm co-chair of the Board of Elections from Ward 6. And first, I just want to start off by saying that, running the election was a lot of work from both the board and the city and a lot of our volunteers. I want to thank the rest of the board for all they've done. Ben Bellows, the co-chair from Ward 3, Joel Goldman from Ward 1, Gregory Lebel from Ward 1, Matthew Ling from Ward 2 as your secretary, Charles Nerlin from Ward 3. And I want to thank the Jesse Carpenter, the city clerk, Irvin Nalvarte, the deputy city clerk, and all of our volunteers, Arthur David Olson, Katrina Clark, Sophia Vizaraga, Christine Heidelbrecht, Ann Sargent, Daniel Riker, Ramon Sola, Tina Batten, Rhonda Reeves, Molka Marihi, Nicole Renwick, Caleb Bond, Marilo dos Santos, Amone Asenu, Nohamin Michael, Nathaniel DeRoche, Gabriel Nalvarte, Morgan Hamilton, Michael Conrad, Patrick Conrad, James Ling, Christina Ferrari, Ryan Kelly, Bien Martinez, and John Pitt. So there were many volunteers who all contributed to the overall election process. Overall, we had 5,381 ballots cast and counted, and 11,666 registered voters for a turnout of about 46.1% overall this year. And earlier today, the board met to review the final results of the election and voted to certify the results. And I'll present those results now. In the race for mayor of the city, Talisha Searcy won 4,592 votes, and there were 281 write-ins. So Talisha had the majority of that election. For City Council Ward 1, Jessica Landman had 727 votes. Shannon Fulcher had 619. And there were 18 write-ins. So the majority there is Jessica Landman. For City Council Ward 2, Cindy Dabala had 734 votes. There were 62 write-ins, and Cindy Dabala had the majority there. For City Council Ward 3, initially Roger Schlegel had 624, Matt Bormett 478, Lucy Moore 266, with 36 write-ins. And with this race, there was no majority after the first round, so this triggered the instant runoff process, which is part of our ranked choice voting procedure. That resulted in a final tally of Roger Schlegel 715, Matt Bormett 654. So Roger Schlegel had the majority there. For City Council Ward 4, Kurt Gilbert had 464, Tony Kyrie had 215, and there were 15 write-ins. So the majority went to Kurt Gilbert. For City Council Ward 5, Kara Honzak had 321 to 8 write-ins. So the majority was Kara Honzak there. And City Council Ward 6, initially on the first round, Amy Westlock had 260, Ambrose Agosi had 252, Jason Small had 210 with 24 write-ins. And there again, there was no majority after the first round. So the instant runoff process produced a final result of Amy Westlock of 380 and Ambrose Agosi 334, with the majority for Amy Westlock. And those are the results.
Great. Thank you very much. And I want to send my sincerest appreciation to the Board of Elections for all of your hard work during the election period. I know it's a group of volunteers, and not only were you all so diligent in counting, but also in providing smiles and support to people as they were voting on election day. So I just want, on behalf of the council, want to thank each and every one of you for your service to our community.
Thank you very much.
Okay, any questions or points? Councilmember Siemens.
Thank you. I just also wanted to thank the Board of Elections because this is, as you know, one of the most important tasks that we have here in the city. And it's, in recent years, it's been challenging to find board members and people who work on the elections. And yet here in Tacoma Park, I don't think we have that much trouble finding them because we have a lot of good residents who want to participate and to keep democracy alive. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman.
Councilmember Fulcher.
I just want to thank the youth council members that I saw doing the work. And it was kind of like seeing the smoke come out for the Pope. Like every day at the end of the day, I could see youth council leaving the building. And I was like, oh, I guess they're done with their count that they're going to do for the day. And, you know, it was usually pretty late when they were leaving. And a lot of those days, it was after a full day of school. Then they came here and did some work for the city. So I really appreciate them.
Councilmember DeBala.
Yes, echoing the thanks, the deep appreciation I feel for the volunteers, the board, the city clerks, and everybody who helped to make this a successfully run election that was calm and well done, and to take all the time to count the votes thoroughly and accurately. Deeply appreciated. I had one question that was presented to me by a resident in Ward 2, and that is that there are a number of write-in votes in several of the races, and at some point, last time around, the board produced a list, but it was quite a bit after the election, and I was wondering when you thought you might be able to produce a list of the specific write-ins that the write-in votes represented.
Yes, thank you much. We are going to produce a more comprehensive post-election report over the coming months. I believe for the last election, we did that by around January. I forget exactly when it was. Yeah, we should have the write-in count itself, though, earlier than that. All of the write-in votes are scanned in, and those ballots are available. We're going to tabulate those separately and should have those numbers within a few weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I will say that the later report will be more comprehensive. You know, we'll review kind of the overall process and provide recommendations for the future as we have in the past as well.
As I recall, the constituent request for that was to be more specific, to know what the names of the write-ins were.
That's right. It's we'll produce the names of all written-in candidates and the number of votes of those candidates.
And I don't think it's necessary for all the cartoon characters, but for real people.
We treat them all equally.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember DeBala. Councilmember Hanzak.
Thank you. I just also I want to say a giant thank you to the Board of Elections and to everyone who was involved in counting. I kind of want to follow on the heels of Councilmember Siemens. I think it's worth us taking a pause at this moment in time in our country where this process is so fraught in so many places right now. Board of Elections workers are experiencing threats, death threats, and a lot of other really scary stuff. And we've got sometimes really intense freedoms of speech being expressed to one another, but we're safe. And I think we should be proud of that. And I'm really proud of that. And I'm so proud that everybody here participates in this democracy. Thank you so much for your service. And thank you to everybody who keeps our Board of Elections members safe. I hope women will feel comfortable serving on the Board of Elections in the future and won't feel threatened that it's not safe. I know that that is a real issue around the country, and particularly for a lot of women. We also have ranked choice voting, which I've sat in a room last week with someone from a political party that shall go unnamed that talked about how difficult ranked choice voting is we do it, and we do it so well. We do it so well, but now we do have to do a lot more education to make sure people really understand how it works. So I task everyone with trying to get that word out so that we can influence other cities and higher levels of government. And I think that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And again, just want to, Councilmember Gibson, I see your light.
Well, just a couple of, after Councilmember Hunsack, it made me think of, in terms of what's special about Tacoma Park. And so 2 numbers that I wonder if it's possible to have, and that is the number of voters that were 16, and also the number of voters that were non-citizens. Now, I don't know if we may not even capture that, but those are 2 distinctions that we have in this city, and wondering if that we could their data on how that played out.
Yeah, we can get numbers on under 16 or under 18, 16 to 18. We don't have that in this kind of preliminary report now, but we can include that in the final report that will release later. I don't think we have numbers on non-citizen voting.
Okay.
Because we don't ask, right? We don't.
Right.
We ask only if you're a resident, and that's it.
Councilmember Hanzak?
Just a quick add-on to that is I'm wondering, perhaps, so I'm sorry, I'm losing my ability to speak. Jesse Carpenter, I'm wondering if possibly you might be able to share with us at least the number of registered voters that we would not know. We would never know anybody's status, I presume, right? That wouldn't be something, I mean, I wouldn't want us to necessarily have that data. Okay. So we don't have any way to even have a sense of just the magnitude of our registration, I guess.
So the challenge that we have is because we have same-day registration and registration right up until the election, what happens is they all use the Tacoma Park voter registration form. And I'm actually thinking of adding a question to it, but that would help with this because people do want to know the numbers, but we never ask about status, of course, but everyone who registers on the Tacoma Park form is not necessarily a non-citizen. Some of the 16-year-olds register on that form as well.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So it's a bit of a challenge.
It might be, that might be a proxy, which would be a healthy proxy because we would never want to ask anybody their status. It might just be an interesting, useful thing for us to understand better. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, nope, I think she's done. All right, awesome. Well, thank you again so much. We really appreciate you and the work that you all are doing, and definitely look forward to working with the Board of Elections to try to identify other ways for us to make sure that we're getting the turnout that is really important. We're reaching folks that we need to reach and identify ways in which to get voter turnout increased, particularly in some of our wards that are underrepresented. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good evening.
I do want to add, we do have an open seat on the board right now, so just definitely want to encourage anyone who's interested to let us know. So,
Excellent.
Yeah.
Consider joining the Board of Elections.
all right, thank you.
Excellent. Okay, so given that that is our only agenda item this evening, would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Fulcher. Do I have a second? Councilmember Gibson seconds. All right, thank you all so much. Tonight's meeting is adjourned.